Right, so here come the nuggets. This is how I'm going to help you to start building a strong online brand. So this is our last video today. So first things first, everyone has a story, and I encourage you to share your story with your audience. Not only does this create engagement and loyalty and connection with others, but it really is a fantastic way just to put yourself out there. You just need to be brave enough to take the step in order to be able to do so. Speaking from personal experience, my posts that perform the best are the ones where I'll talk about a story, something that happened to me that week, something that I can share that could maybe help others in the future. It's not a post or an article that I share with someone else, or it's not posting a job advert. It's when I'm telling a story and I'm sharing something that is unique to me, something that happened to me, and I want other people to either learn from it, take away from it, and maybe not even make the same mistake in the future. So you need to realize is that you all have a story to tell. A lot of people in my training say, we don't know what to post. So my best advice with that is don't ever get to the point where you sit in front of your laptop and you think, I need to post something today. What can I talk about? Start thinking about it in your morning shower, your morning run, or whatever it is, and think about, what can I actually post? It's very difficult to think about it if you just start when you sit in front of your laptop, and that's when it just takes a long time, let's face it. But you have got loads of stories. You've got loads of information. You've met someone who's interesting. You understand how to put a CV together, how to interview better. You understand about branding. And these are all things that you can be talking about. So these are your unique stories. The second thing that I want to talk about is that if you have a strong online brand, you can actually build that brand by leaning on other people in the industry, because it will help you to stand out. So how do you do this? Well, I think a lot of people are quite nervous about connecting with influencers, but connecting with influencers is actually going to help your position on the internet. So say, for example, you connect with Peter and Peter sees you connected with John, and John is actually really well known in the industry. Peter's more likely to connect with you. So if you have a strong network of influencers, and remember, influencers are just people. They wake up, they put on their socks before their shoes too. You can actually strengthen your brand. So another way to do this is that when you see influencers posting articles, go and comment. Associate your brand with their brand, and that will help to better position yourself in the eyes of other people. So it's all about being active and standing out, but also through commenting on other people's content. Another good way to build your online brand is to think about where you're going to do this. Your audience needs to know where to expect to find you. Your community knows where to find you, and there they can go and they can engage with you at any point. So again, to use a personal example, I enjoy LinkedIn for building a brand because it's full of recruiters and sources, and that is my target market when it comes to my training. However, I also run a community of talent sources on Facebook in a group where a lot of people share, and I have lots of posts on there and interesting articles. So those are my two go-tos. And if people want to get hold of me, those are normally the two platforms that people contact me and say, hey, I want to talk to you about your talent sourcing training. So you need to pick, bearing in mind what is your target audience, what industry of candidates and clients are you looking for, and position yourself on those platforms. And then remember, it's all about turning up regularly. So I aim to try and post 3 times a week on LinkedIn. I sometimes manage, I sometimes don't, but generally 3 is what I try to aim for. The reason why I say 3 and not 5 is that we all know the people who post 5, 6, 7 times a week on LinkedIn, and it's too much. But also, some days you just don't feel like posting on LinkedIn. So don't post when you're not really feeling in the mood, because you don't want to then change the vibe of this personal online brand that you're trying to achieve. So something else that I want to talk about is that you have to be quite selective, especially if you are recruiting in a niche. And I really recommend that this is something that you do. Look at your target audience. Where do they spend their time? So for example, we don't find a lot of technical talent on LinkedIn anymore, not as much as we used to. And the reason is that there's so many other places for tech talent to be spending their time. And it's far more beneficial to them and their careers to be on other platforms. So it makes sense that a developer would be on GitHub, because there they can see other people's code, people can read their code, they can contribute to projects. You can't do that on LinkedIn. So you need to go and find, where do your candidates and clients spend their time, and you need to start looking at building your online brand in that space. Also, another thing that makes a world of difference is have a really good bio and a great headshot. I'm one of those people that always like to be taking photos of animals, not always having my photograph taken, but having a couple of professional photographs taken made the world of difference. Also made me more confident when I interact with people. So I really recommend that you kind of update your headshot. No one needs a photograph from 20 years ago or 20 kilograms ago. You know, it is COVID hasn't always been kind to everyone. And make your bio compelling. You know, it doesn't always have to be about you and you at work. I see some people now saying that they're a mom of two, or even a dog mom, or marathon runner, or whatever it is that you're passionate about and what you feel defines you. Remember, you're trying to make a human-to-human connection with another human being. You can do that much better if you take your whole self to work and you put your whole self on the online platforms. Something else that I suggest that you do, you need to spend more time on these platforms where you're going to be building your online brand. It's always good to be sharing. Sharing is caring, remember. So if you come across a good article that you read, I'm sure you do this all the time, go and share it with others. Don't just keep it to yourself. Listen also to what other people are saying, people in your network. What can you comment on? What can you share? You have more value to add than what you think. Coming to the end of this is another good example about your online brand is you can join groups. You can either do this in person or you can do it online, and you can also volunteer. This will help to expand your network, your virtual network, your in-person network, and people will start drawing you into conversations on online platforms. So anything that you can do that's related to your niche, related to your work, I really suggest that you start doing that, because again, will help you to stand out, and it gives you content to talk about, and it gives you good content that you could be posting about on platforms. And finally, what I want you to do is I want you to look at finding an expert that you admire and follow in their footsteps. So if you see someone on any online platform that you think, wow, they've got it right, they're getting the right interactions, they're posting fantastic content, make sure that you are following them, and don't copy them, but just follow their lead, follow their example, and see how you go. It could also be that you approach this person maybe to help you, a little bit of coaching, a little bit of mentoring, see how that works. That's what I did when I started working in the talent sourcing space in South Africa, because there weren't any local people that I could connect with. So I had to go and look for experts in the international space. So that's it from me. If you want to stay in touch with me, I would love that. I'd love some feedback on these videos. So if you want to tell me what you think, please respond to the email, let me know. Sign up for my academy if you haven't done so already, and look out for the live videos that are coming your way. There's a few more that I've got up my sleeve, and just enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.